Black finishes, what do you choose? Alright folks, today we're going to continue on our finishing series, the finishes for your 1911, what's the best and most practical for your purpose. You can make that decision. I'm just going to tell you the facts. We'll start out with the black. Black is just a wonderful finish that everybody really wants. They like the color black on a lot of their guns. Some people want a total blackout firearm. Other people want a two-tone with a combination of silver and black, or black with brush polished stainless steel accent parts similar to this pistol. So again, it's going to be dependent on your project and really what you want. So we'll start with, say, black oxide. Okay, again, black oxide is our traditional gun bluing. Okay, gun bluing and black oxide are exactly the same. Black oxide has been around forever, since the beginning of firearms, and they've been black oxiding firearms for forever. So we're looking at what can you do with black oxide. Well, black oxide, it is a very good gun finish. The finish will rust if you don't have oil on it, okay? Because it actually etches in to the material, and will end up putting a oxide coating, and that's what they call it, black oxide. And it does definitely help with rust protection. But again, if you leave this gun in a wet gun case, or anything of that nature, it's in high moisture and you don't keep oil on it, you will start seeing it rust. You'll see it pit. That's just the way black oxide is. It is not one of the more modern finishes, and it is very traditional. Many people really like black oxide because they take care of their pistols. The black oxide will wear, and again, all finishes will wear, but black oxide is going to probably be have the highest wear of any of the finishes, the more modern finishes that you'll be using on firearms. But again, you can do a lot with black oxide. You can actually have a really nice consistent matte finish with black oxide, or you can actually have matted rounds and polish the flats. And you can, I've seen people polish the flats to almost a mirror finish and still take a beautiful black oxide. So most of those firearms that you see like that are, black oxide pistols that you'll see will have a very high mirror finish on the sides and then blackened. The other option to black oxide, as I mentioned in the last video, is parkerizing, phosphating. I'm not that I don't like phosphating. I just don't see a huge advantage to it anymore these days. You're better off either going with a black oxide finish if you're looking for a more traditional gun finish, or move up into the higher tech finishes such as the Nitro Carburizing, the Ion Bond DLCs, or some of the spray coatings. And again, that's a decision you have to make on what you're trying to do with your project and how you like it finished. But with black oxide being on the pistol in the beginning, even when you buy your pistol new, it's a great all-purpose finish. And like I said, it's been being used in the firearms industry for decades and decades and decades. The black oxide finish also, which is nice about it, it's easy to strip, it's easy to redo, it's easy to either touch up if you want to with some cold blue. You scratch something out when you're hunting, it's easy to touch it up and clean it and re-oil it. A lot of the other finishes, once you have those finishes applied, there's no way of really touching up those parts and making them look good anymore. Also, the black oxide, if you want the gun chrome plated later, or if you want it Cerakoted or anything of that nature, it's easily done. Or Nitro Carburizing or Ion Bond, it's easily done with that on a pistol that has a black oxide foundation for the first finish on it. So again, it's not the best finish in the world. Some people do really like the black oxide because after it starts to wear somewhat, they end up getting that patina, that nice antiquing looking patina to the firearm, and some people really like that. So the black oxide is still living strong in the firearms industry right now. The next place we go is the spray-on coatings, which we do quite a bit of this. I'm not a huge fan of the spray-on coatings. I mean, they do have their place. As a black finish, when I look at the more durable finishes, I really like the Nitro Carburizing or Black Shield, or I like the Ion Bond DLC. My favorite is the Nitro Carburizing Black Shield. The spray-on does have its place. Where does it have its place? The spray-on will have a great place when you're really looking at colors, okay? Because Nitro Carburizing, Ion Bond DLC, it only comes one flavor, and that's black. That's it. So really, if you're looking for a gun that you want other colors, you want the OD desert tans, the OD greens, the tungsten grays, the pinks, the blues, all that, you're gonna have to go to a paint-based ceramic product. And they are a decent finish. They're a nice finish. It's just I guess in my own way, I'm more of a traditionalist and on firearms, and you know, 20 years ago, people would look at painting a gun and really, you know, hold their nose up at it, I guess. Today, day and age of everything, half of the firearms being produced are plastic, and so it has become more acceptable for the spray-on type finishes, and they do work well. They do have their place, and like I said, it depends again on your project and really what you want it to be, and what you're trying to do with that. You know, what's your end application for that product, for that pistol. And they are coming out with some really beautiful spray-on finishes. I mean, they're just a really nice, even textured coating, and it has a good rust protection qualities to it. It will wear, the spray-on coatings, they'll wear, and you know, you end up with that patina also. And it will wear better than black oxide for sure. The next coating we'll move into, I'll move into, is the Ion Bond DLC. Now, Ion Bond DLC is diamond-like coating, and it is very thin. You will see, and a lot of it has to do with how the parts are prepped prior to coating, and also the actual coater that's doing the work for you. Because I've had probably some of the most problematic finishes that I've worked with in my life have been Ion Bond DLC for inconsistencies. It has to be done in a vacuum chamber. The vacuum chamber has to be clean, extremely clean. The gun parts, everything, no oil, no water, no moisture. You get one little droplet of moisture floating around in the vacuum chamber, and boom, you've got spots. You got spots, and you got inconsistencies in your finishing. So again, the Ion Bond DLC, they call it diamond-like coating. Why? Because the DLC is in the realm of 92, 93 Rockwell, which is extremely hard. You're looking at the only thing on earth that is that hard naturally is diamonds, okay? And that's why they call it diamond-like coating. The other thing you also have to take in consideration, though, with diamond-like coating, DLC, is that it is extremely thin, okay? We're talking 0.0002, okay? In machinist land, toolmaker land, that's 0.2 of a thousandths, okay? Not 0.2 as in 10 thousandths, no, we're talking 0.2 of a thousandths. So it is extremely thin. And you also got to remember, even though it might be 92 Rockwell on the surface, your substrate material, which is going to be, you know, be in the 40 Rockwells or down in the 28 to 35 Rockwells, it's softer underneath. So if you drop your pistol or anything like that, it is easy to break through it. Think of diamond-like coating as an eggshell, okay? Because it does really not penetrate into the material, such as black oxide actually etches into the material. Diamond-like coating is almost like the spray-on paint products, even though the application is different, and it is actually tungsten carbide, which is extremely hard and gives a great finish if applied properly. but you also got to remember it's like an eggshell, okay? And that eggshell can crack real easy and break or be punctured if you drop this on rocks or something. And again, after that, it's very difficult to repair. You pretty much have to grind the whole thing down and you know, grind the old finish off and redo the finish again. Also, applications of putting diamond-like coating over top of diamond-like coating really usually don't work out real well, and Ion Bond will generally not recommend you do that, even though I've seen it done. Again, it's inherent to different shades and colors and kind of a melodic look, so at times. So that's one thing that you just gotta remember. So again, the diamond-like coating is very good, very high-tech coating used in all types of aerospace and automotive applications, firearms applications. But again, it has some limitations, so think about that. And it's also quite expensive to do. It's one of the most expensive finishes to be applied. My favorite, we'll move on to my favorite now. My favorite is going to be the Nitro Carburizing, okay? And why do I like Nitro Carburizing so good, which is our Fusion Black Shield? A bunch of reasons. One, it actually, you know, it actually etches itself down into material. Depending on how long it's in the bath, it will end up being anywhere from 4 to 8 thousandths deep into the surface of the material that it actually embeds itself into the molecules. So again, and it gives you a very nice, consistent black finish. It also heat treats all the metal, okay, on the surface. It's almost like a case hardening. If anybody understands heat treat, it'll be like a case hardening where you'll be approximately 60 to 68 Rockwell, but it's only going to be about anywhere between 4 and 8 thousandths deep. So it does give not just protection to the surface treatment, but it also gives you some nice hardness about 4 to 6 thousandths, 8 thousandths deep into your material. So again, it gives you kind of double duty there, which I really like. What is it available in? Black. Just like the Ion Bond DLC, it is available in black only, okay? One of the drawbacks that I've seen with the Nitro Carburizing is going to be the surface finish of matte. That's all you can really do is matte finish, okay? And all the surface prep's got to be done beforehand, again, just like the Ion Bond DLC. Now, the Ion Bond DLC, you can do a high polish on the Ion Bond and try to do the Ion Bond. The issue I have run into with trying to do high polishes with DLC is we usually have to redo it 3 or 4 times before it gets to my standard, because again, you'll have little spots, little inconsistencies. Any of that particles that are floating around that vacuum chamber that get adhered to your beautiful polished surface, and it doesn't look very good. You have some spots. So again, I don't really recommend anything but the matte finish for the DLC or the Nitro Carburizing. Also, the Nitro Carburizing, you can touch up. Nitro Carburizing, and again, I guess for your base material, real quick, I can go over this. The black oxide, okay? I get people all the time emailing us, calling us saying, can you black oxide my alloy frame, my aluminum alloy frame? Can you black oxide my stainless? And that's no. Okay, black oxide only will work with carbon steel. Now, there is some black oxide potions out there, like Black Magic and that will work on stainless. But it's more of an industrial application. I have seen some people use it successfully for firearms, but in the most case on stainless steel, even the Black Magic net, I've gotten a lot of imperfections, a lot of meloded type surfaces. So it really doesn't come out as a really good, consistent black finish a lot of times. So it is one thing I've kind of steered away from. The Nitro Carburizing, you can Nitro Carburize any type of steel for the most part, okay? You can, even if it's stainless steel. If you have a stainless steel gun and you want it Nitro Carburized, you can do it. It will still penetrate, carburize the surface, and give you a beautiful, consistent black finish. And same with the ion bond. The ion bond will go, you can put ion bond over top of pretty much anything also. The only thing that you'll have issues with any of the finishes other than the paint would be the hard chrome. If you try to go over the hard chrome with ion bond or black oxide, even if it's a carbon gun, it's been hard chromed, or try to put the nitro carburizing on a hard chrome gun, it generally will not work, okay? You need to strip that finish off, and certain finishes, yeah, you can take it to your sandblaster, bead blast it off, you're good to go. But most items like hard chrome and that, you need to acid dip it and chemically etch the surface to get that off. Same with ion bond DLC, it's hard to strip sometimes. I have successfully done it in a bead blaster, but generally you want to chemically strip it and then bead blast it again. But I have had times where I've done just bead blasting on it and it's worked out okay. So again, one of my favorites will be the nitro carburizing, and you can do it on pretty much any type of metal material. So if it's stainless steel, if it's carbon steel, you can still send your gun in and have the nitro done to it, and it'll apply nicely. And it's a very beautiful, durable, rust resistant, and it's very even. The coat is very even. So it's one of my favorites for any of the firearms applications, and it's very durable. Okay, folks, if you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call. Feel free to email us into the website, and have a great day.